I needed more bean poles, so another trip down to the woods to cut some. It was very, very wet down there. It's been raining since goodness knows when, and the mud is deep. Oh, it's so boggy down here that I can't even get myself down there. But I'm going to get it. I've left the wheelbarrow here. I'm going to get down there. And while I'm down there, I kind of wanted to talk to you, nothing about cutting sticks. I wanted to talk to you about fishing, so I can get through this bog. And the reason I wanted to do that today is because I'm wearing this. And this, Fishing Adventures. See that Wild Frontier? Now that boat, I used to wear this smock when I went fishing. And I used to go fishing from Weymouth on a boat called the Wild Frontier. First of all, it was the Wild Frontier, and then my skipper bought himself a fancy new boat, which was called the Wild Frontier 2, funnily enough. And so that's when he had these very, very fancy smocks printed, and he gave one to me. So, not printed, they're actually embroidered. Very posh fisherman he. So I used to go fishing with a whole load of old blokes. I used to go out on a Sunday morning once a month. Old blokes who didn't bother to put their teeth in. Used to go out at 6 o'clock in the morning. Get there, we'd be out by 8, out on the water. Sometimes we'd motor out for a good couple of hours to get to some deep water fishing grounds where the skipper knew there were wrecks. We used to get the big fish on the wrecks. We used to get ling, big pollock, all sorts of things. I can't remember what now. And then other times we'd be inshore and on the fast water and get bass, black bream. Oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get through this bog. Anyway, so, oh my God. I'm going to go this way. Hang on. Ooh, I had to negotiate a pretty nasty one there. Right, and I absolutely loved it. I did it for a few years. Now, because not a lot of those old chaps are with us anymore, I go out with my son when I can. We used to go out on the canoe, fish in the canoe, catching mackerel. Now he has a bigger boat, and I'm looking forward this year to being able to catch fish with him on his boat. The thing with fish is that you have to wait for this thing called the bloom to disperse. The bloom is an algal growth which comes into the foreshore. Basically the fish can't see, so the fish can't swim, and so you have to wait for the bloom to disappear, and then that brings the sand eels in, and then the sand eels are followed by the mackerel, because they all eat each other. So it's a very clever little line of command. And then after the mackerel come the bass, the bream, the pollock, the bigger fish. Let's go down here. I'm not sure. Let's go down here. Then you're off. You often hear old fishermen and young fishermen around here, and there's these here parts saying, there's nothing there at the moment, 'tis the bloom. So we wait for the bloom to disperse. But in the meantime, we have to garden, if we can, in this bloody quagmire. Honestly, what a year. It's April the 5th, and it's like October. No, it's like January with green bits. It's all very pretty though. I have to say there's lots of signs of life, spring life. So, I need to find some bean sticks today. I have some at home, but I haven't got enough. Now I have my allotment, my new allotment. I need lots more. So, I'm here to cut some bean sticks. Ugh. If I can stay upright. you, Hazel. So I come down here whenever I can. I love these woods. If you've got woods on your doorstep, I think there's no better therapy than to come and spend some time in them. People call it forest bathing. Other people will call it going out into nature for my mental health. Well, it's just basically going for a walk in the woods. It's pure, it's simple, and it's what people have been doing for millennia. And you know, it is. There is something about it. I just think everybody should get out into the green because it makes you feel good. It makes you feel connected to the earth. Get your feet into the ground. Take your shoes and socks off any time of the year. Get your feet onto the ground. It's wonderful. So here I am sitting on this lovely throne, which I feel was made just for me. It saw me coming, didn't it? And yeah, I'm just taking a little break because you don't have to do things all the time. The weather has been so wet. It's been raining, I swear, since Christmas, and it's now April the 5th. So many lovely signs of life, but it's just, the ground is so terrible. And can you hear that wren? That wren is giving it large. They are the loudest birds. The smallest birds, but the loudest birds. The more you sit and look around you, the more you see things that do you good. Whether it be the green that you're looking at, whether it be the dirt under your feet, the odd fungus, which you only ever pick if you exactly know what you're after. Never, ever, otherwise. And yeah, I'm sorry if I'm waffling on, but this is what it does to me sitting out here. Anyway, time to get the sticks back. No sitting around for me. And on my way home, I found some gorse bushes in absolute full flower. They stand out a mile because they're so vivid, and they smell beautifully of coconut. So I grabbed a handful to take home to put into some syrup to make some gorse flower syrup. For this, you need a jam jar full, or not quite full, of freshly picked gorse flowers, about a third of a cup of sugar and the same amount of water and a couple of strips of lemon peel. You just make a syrup by chucking in the sugar and the water. Once the syrup's boiled, that needs to go out somewhere. Usually here, it's in my garden on my very convenient wall to cool down to sort of room temperature. Then you simply pour it over your petals until they're covered. And they'll float, of course. It makes the most beautiful coloured syrup. And you can use this, I'll use this certainly in the summer, in cocktails. Put in some Prosecco just to give it a bit of a zing. It's beautiful. It's got it's citrusy because of the lemon peel, which helps bring out the coconutty. Oh, you'll have to try it. You'll have to try it. Then I managed to conjure up some help on the allotment. This happens very occasionally when I need some labour. I wanted to put a tight wire sort of fence along the end of the allotment so that I could grow some berries up and maybe some cucumbers, climbing cucumbers. But I'd been given some loganberries from a neighbour. And these have very, very long leading shoots. Of course, look, there's the boss there telling the help how to do it, always. Discussion. Is this right? I don't know. Hit it harder. Hit it. And in the middle of this, more family arrived. My son and his partner came along with Coco, their fox red lab, who's quite new to them, but absolutely adorable. Yes, loves her grandma. And then a new addition to their family who we had not met before. They'd only just picked her up. And this is Inca. She's been rehomed by Oliver and his partner. Isn't she adorable? She's so sweet, so gentle. So our first meeting with her was on the allotment, which is lovely. I'm sure you'll be seeing more of her. We certainly will.
She does this about 5 minutes and then she's completely over it.
And then the expert took over and did a straining post the correct way. It's very handy having family around, you know. And there we have some nice wire supports which will go along the whole of the bottom of my allotment. Tight as a guitar. Thank you, son of mine. And husband, of course.